Hello guys, I'm Yadagiri Reddy and welcome to my channel hyrtutorials. In this video, I'll explain about how you can download and set up the extent report libraries in our projects. So in the previous video, we have already seen how the extent report looks like and what exactly is the extent report and why we should choose the extent report and all those things, right? Now we want to set up the extent reports configuration in our projects, correct? Because if you want to generate the extent report, obviously you need to write some code. If you want to write the code, you need to download and set up those libraries in your project. So first we will do that one, okay? So when I talk about the projects here, there are two types of projects. One is normal Java project and the other one is Maven project. Because not everyone is using the Maven project, right? Some people might be using the normal Java project also. So that is why I'll show you with both options. I'll try to create one normal Java project and also Maven project. Fine. So first let's open the Chrome. So here, if you want to download the libraries, just go to the Maven repository. Okay, or you can directly get it from the same website also. If you click on the getting started here and if you just come down, so you can see there is something called dependency here, but the version is not clearly mentioned here. You need to get to know the version details from somewhere else. But if you open the Maven repository, it will be clearly mentioned. So just type mvn repository or Maven repository. Anything is fine. Open the first link, that is mvnrepository.com. First, I will show you with the Maven project. Then I will show you the normal Java project, guys. So here, first search for extent reports. So you can give the space or you can directly search also. Anything is fine, guys. Okay. Extent reports, then click on search. There are two dependencies here that is mentioned. One is extent reports and the other one is extent reports for Selenium. So this Selenium one is old one. If you open this one, you can see it is having only the version still 2.41. That means only till version 2, the dependency details are mentioned in this one, right? And after that, this artifact was moved to com.eventstack and then extent reports, right? So that is what exactly this is. Okay, let me again search. So this first one is, okay. So even if you see this one, the last release on the second one is 2016, but the last release on this one is September 19, 2021. Okay, so this is the latest extent reports dependency details, guys. Don't pick this one. If you pick this one, you will not get the proper details and all. Okay, so try to pick this one. So open this and here you can see till the latest version it is updated, right? So within the 5 version also there are some minor versions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just open that one. So this is the dependency that we need to add to our Maven project. So first let's go to the Eclipse and create the projects here. One normal project and one Maven project. So first let's create normal project. I'll say practice extent and I'll just pick the Java 17 version and click on finish. So this is the normal Java project. So it is asking me to create a module. I don't have to create any module. So I'll click on don't create. So normal Java project is created. Now let's create the Maven project. For that, go to new and click on project and then search for Maven. So select the Maven project and click on next. So here I'm not going to select any archetype. I'll simply check this checkbox. That is create a simple project, skip the archetype selection. So you all knew what exactly archetype selection is, right? So whenever you select the archetype selection, whatever the project that you are creating, it will come with some template model, guys. That means by default, there will be some dependencies and there will be some Java files added in that and it will come. It's kind of a template basically. Okay. But when you select this one, you will get a plain project, plain Maven project. You will not get any dependencies or any Java files added to your project. Correct. So even if you have observed, if you click on next, so there will be some things like quick start and some other things, right? So when you select quick start, by default JUnit library will come and some class files also will be added, right? But when you select this one, you will not get any dependency details. Even dependencies tag also will not be generated in the pom.xml file, right? So I want the plain Maven project only. So I am selecting this one only. So click on next and provide the details here. Practice extent Maven. So I'm just mentioning just to differentiate. So here I mentioned practice extent and here I am mentioning practice extent Maven. So all these things you no need to provide, but I'm just providing, guys, for practicing the extent reports. And click on finish. So you can see the project is getting created. So these are the basic things you all knew, right? Like how to create a normal Java project and how to create a Maven project. All these things you already knew, right? So now let's just work on the Maven project first, then we will work on the normal project, correct? So if you expand the Maven project and if you go into the pom.xml file, you can see there is no dependencies tag also added. So if you don't have dependencies tag, don't get freaked out, guys. Just add the dependencies tag here. If you select any archetype selection like quick start or any other thing, you will get the dependencies by default. But if you skip the archetype selection, you will not get the dependencies tag by default. That's when you need to add. So just add the dependencies tag here, and within this dependencies tag, we need to add the dependency of the extent reports. Just click on this and it will be automatically copied to clipboard, and come back to this website, this project, and add that. So I'll remove this, and I don't require this one also. I'll remove this. Okay. So when you save this, you can see it's building the project. That means it is downloading some libraries internally. Correct? So when you expand the Maven dependencies here, you can see there are some libraries that are added to this project. Correct? But here I am adding only one dependency, and why these many libraries are actually added? Don't get confused. Some libraries internally uses another library, guys. Okay, some libraries internally uses the other libraries also. That is the reason when you download extent reports library, this library may be internally using some other libraries. Okay, when you add the dependency in the Maven project, all the dependent libraries of this library also will be downloaded. But when you are downloading it in the manual way, like adding the libraries to your build path and all, you have to download. Right? So in those scenarios, you will download only the required libraries. But when you ask Maven to do the job, Maven will automatically identify what are all the libraries it needs, and it will download those things. You no need to do any extra work, guys. Okay. So here you can see there is something called extent reports, and then there are some extra libraries. These libraries are dependent libraries for the extent reports library. So now the libraries are added. And let's do the same setup for normal Java project also. Correct? So sometimes people will tell you that you just come to the Maven repository website and just click on this jar file so that you will get the extent reports jar file. That is good. That is correct. I will not say it is wrong. You will get the jar file. But you might miss the dependent libraries, guys. So if you go to your Eclipse, so there are some dependent libraries here, right? So when you download using this option, this jar file, you will get only the normal jar file, this extent reports jar file only. You will not get all the dependent jar files. That is why never ever download the jar files directly from the Maven repository. Okay, this is a good practice, but I will not encourage you this practice, guys. Okay, so what you need to do, just search for extent reports libraries. Okay, library download. So there will be one website called jar-download.com. This is a very good website, guys. So from this website, you can download the jar file along with its dependencies also. So you no need to remember, or you no need to search for those dependent libraries again. When you download this, it will automatically come with the dependent libraries also from this website. So there are so many websites for downloading this thing, but I always prefer this one, guys. Fine. So don't click on the first link because it is pointing to 3.1.2. Just try to click on the second link here. Download extent reports jar file with all dependencies. So when you click on that, you can see the version 509 is displayed here, right? So that is the latest version. You can see here 5.0.9 is the latest version, correct? So here what you need to do, just click on the download extent reports jar. So it is downloading one zip file, and let's open the zip file. So this is the zip file, guys. Okay, jar files of 1. So I have actually another file with same name, so that is why it is downloaded like this. So just extract the same. I'll use some external software to extract. So once you extract, you will get a folder, and within that folder you can see all the dependent jar files are also downloaded. You see, whatever is available in the Maven project here, all these libraries we are getting now exactly with the same versions. Correct? So this is how you have to always download your libraries for the normal Java project. Fine. So now let's just copy these things and go to the project, normal Java project, and open this one, create a new folder in this. So I'm creating the folder in normal Java project, guys, not the Maven project. Okay. So I'll mention this as resources, and within the resources I'll create one folder called extend reports. You can directly copy paste there, but it's just a segregation, guys. Okay. And then add all the libraries here. So once you add these things, it will be copied into your project, but not added to the build path. Then you need to select all the libraries and right click on this and go to the build path and add to build path. Now your libraries are added to the build path. So how do we verify whether the libraries are actually added or not? For that, we will try to create one class file and we will try to access any class from the extend reports library. If you are able to access the class, that means the libraries are added perfectly, right? So first let's go to the Maven project. So this is the Maven project, right? So let's create one class under src test. I'll create one package first, com.hyr.reports, and under that I'll create one class called chapter 2, right? So within this, let's add one main method and let's try to access any class from the extend reports. But you might be thinking, sir, how do I know the class? So any code, how do I know that? It's very simple, guys. Just try to go to your extend reports website and click on the example, and here you can see the code. So just copy any code. Just try to create the reports or just try to create this one. Anything is fine. Okay. So I'll just copy the first line of code, or I'll show you another way also. So the other way is, if you expand any of the library here, you will see a lot of packages, right? So if you open the packages, you can see the classes here. Just try to add the same class name here and see whether you are getting the references or not. Okay. So let me just add author here. And you need to get the references like this, com.eventstack.extendreports.model. That is this one, right? So if you are getting the references like this, that means you have added the libraries perfectly. If you are not getting it, then you haven't added the libraries perfectly. So I'm just adding this line, and if you mouse over on that, you can see it is asking me to import the library that is coming from com.eventstack.extendreports. So let's select that. So it is working correctly, right? It is not showing any error now. That means you have added the libraries perfectly. Okay. So let's do the same process within the normal project also. I'll copy the same line and I'll go to src and then go to package com.hyr.reports. The same way I'm creating here also, guys. Okay. And within this, I'll try to create the class as chapter 2. Main method is added, right? So here, let's add this one. Now you can see sometimes it will directly come, guys. Okay. Sometimes it will directly come here because I have copied the same from other class, right? But if you copy it from here, it will not be directly added. Now you see. So it is asking me to import the statement, this library. So I'll click on import. Now the library is added correctly, right? That means the libraries are added perfectly. So if you are not getting this import statement, or if you are getting any error inside this import statement, that means you haven't added the libraries perfectly. You might be copied them into your project, but you haven't added them into the build path. You have to always add them under the build path. How do we verify whether they are added under the build path or not? Simple. If you copy the libraries to your project, it will not directly come under referenced libraries section. But when you add them, then only it will be come under the referenced libraries. So just try to look for this referenced libraries section, and if you don't find this, that means you haven't added it to the build path. And if you find this, then expand that and see whether you have those libraries or not. If you haven't added all these libraries under the reference libraries, then select all those things, then right click and go to build path and add to build path. So now we are good with the download and setup part, right? So you have seen how to download and how to set it up also. So that is for this video guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.